and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are hers and his. Three's company too. Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
Leave a lovable space that needs your face. Three's company too. Down at our rendezvous.
Down in our rendezvous. Three's company too.
You're looking live at the Three's Company radio show, being brought to you from the legendary studios of Governor's radio station here in Levittown, New York. Our show tonight is brought to you by Coasters on Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Coasters, the home of the friendly sober mic in all of America, every Tuesday night at 7:30. And by Smash, Long Island's #1 upscale ping pong bar and establishment. Whether you're just going out for a bite to eat, a drink, or just a game of pong, Smash is always the place to be. Smash also offers lessons by members of the USA Olympic ping pong team, and sign-ups are going on right now if you'd like to start the leagues in the fall. Just give them a call and ask for Danny, and he'll sign you up for the leagues that are going to be starting mid-October. My name's Jim Raya, and I'm coming to you tonight with my two beautiful co-hosts, Miss Bonnie Scalisi and Miss Mandy Jones.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
So what's going on?
Oh my God! Already, Joey Cola is watching.
All right, Joey.
That's an honor. Thank you, Joey. for tuning in.
Welcome.
I don't know how long he'll stick with us, but thank you for taking.
So
a
did
watch.
both you ladies have fun Sunday night?
Oh my God! I had the.
So
best
we were at our
time.
we went to Smash, one of our sponsors. We had a ping pong event where Bonnie was going to play Eric. And,
from Knock 'em Dead.
Right, and
That's
then
the morning show here.
Right, and then whoever won or lost, Bonnie was going to get spanked. And then basically I was going to play Graz, and if Graz beat me, he was going to get $250. And it was a lot of fun. So we had about 30, 40 people show up, and we got to play. So the first match was Bonnie's match. And it was going on back and forth, right?
Yeah, I did have some drinks because they were free drinks, and if I go someplace and the drinks are free, I'm there. But even if they're not free, I'm there.
We had about $380 to $400 of the free drinks, and those free drinks went in about 15, 20 minutes. So
And I had a
our
drink
audience
called-
does like to drink.
I had a drink called the Dragon, which I'd never had before.
Yeah, one thing about Smash, they have a lot of very interesting, like designer drinks. So if you guys want to go down there, they have a lot of really good drinks.
Now,
But
wait. Joey Cola said GTG.
good to know.
That means got to go.
Oh, that's okay, Joey. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know what any of the little references mean.
I would have said
Bingo.
good to know, but what the hell? So the first game was Bonnie.
Good to know would be GTK.
Oh,
Good to know.
Okay, go ahead. Joey.
I thought that was like if you change sexes or something. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, so Bonnie's playing Eric in the first match. Okay, and it's going back and forth, but eventually Eric ends up beating her, and then Bonnie, because she's gonna get spanked, but like she has a lot of experiences, she must have.
I
Because
don't have a lot of experience.
she leans over the ping pong table and she's like, "Go ahead," right? Like I was like, "Boy, this must
Yeah,
have."
yeah, she's like this on the table.
Yeah, she's like,
I was a little drunk.
And then she's going, thank you, sir.
everyone
May I
there was
have
like,
another?
"What the hell?"
No,
Right.
Teresa told me to say that.
So then he
Teresa
takes the
Farrell.
paddle, he smacks her, and she's like, "Thank you. Can I have another?
That
Harder!"
was I did not say harder. Teresa came
All right,
by
she
and
squealed it,
said,
but-
and she said, tell him, please, sir, may I have another? So I did. But I had the best time.
Yeah, it was a good time. It really was. And then Jim and Graz
So then,
for
yeah,
the main
my
event.
match went with Graz, and I don't know. Maybe the listeners can call and tell me if I ever. But he seemed to think that I was downplaying how good I was, but I don't think I ever did that on the air. I think my exact
you talk
words.
shit for like
Yeah.
5 months.
I couldn't talk more shit. I mean, come on.
What
I
is
was
he talking about?
I was offering $250. He couldn't lose a dime. I mean, I was telling everybody in the
Yeah,
world that I was
tennis
going to kill him.
pros. You were telling everybody that you'd beat them.
Right. So, all right. So, I didn't smash it every time, but I mean, I smashed enough times to show that I could smash it, and the serve was just too much to handle. So I was able to win that match there. But the problem with Graz is I can never tell if he's joking or not. So I think he got angry, but maybe he was just joking. I really can't tell. But he was a good sport. He obviously put up about $120 in free drinks out of his own pocket, which was very generous of him. And he donated a bunch of money to charity, and he helped us promote the bar. So that was all good stuff.
And
Thank you.
I felt like I got to know him better. you know, we spent more time talking.
Yeah, I think he's the type of person you have to get to
You
know.
have to get to know him because you
Right.
don't know whether, you know, he always gives you the finger. He says, fuck you. And,
But yeah,
you know,
the-
it's a little scary
Yeah,
to
his
me.
sense of humor is that like
I'm very
gruff.
sensitive. You know, I don't know.
When you
it's
see
a-
his Facebook stuff, he's there. He's taking his kids to ball games.
Oh,
He's
I
got
know- I
the-
know, there's another side
Right, so
to
there's a
him,
whole
yeah.
nother side to
Yeah,
him. I guess
yeah.
sometimes on the radio we're trying to play it up like we're so funny, but there's probably other
So I
sides
just
to
want
it.
to say a whole bunch of people are watching. I just want to say hello to Robert Soul. He's a friend of mine. He's the co-owner of the band Street Fighter. He's going
Okay.
to be one of our guests someday, Robert.
Okay.
Guys on.
Heather was kind enough to tell us that she liked our profile picture, which Mandy and I have no idea who changed the profile
We
picture.
can go into
or
that
how
if
it
you
got
want.
Changed. We
I
have
I
no
want
idea.
to go into it. It was a picture of just me and Bonnie.
Yeah, it was just me and Mandy.
was like, is
and
Jim
she
quitting?
asked me, did I do it? And I'm like, no. Did you do it? She said no. So we're like, well, who changed the picture? I have no idea.
Why did you do that? Was it
we,
you?
We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show.
And Bill Hansen is watching.
Bill.
Hi, Bill. We love Bill. And Bill is saying hi to everybody. Hi,
So-
Andrew. I always
Oh,
mess up
Pajanos.
his name.
So
Yeah,
Andrew was he was there.
Love you.
Yeah, when he was in the military, he actually learned to play
He was
ping
there.
pong. Yeah, he
Andrew
was there.
was there.
Now, what I heard from everybody there that he was actually the second best ping pong player there
Ooh.
that
Yes,
night.
he was.
He was very good. He actually played my brother. Now, even though the right side of my brother's body is paralyzed, okay, he's got about 15% uses of his right leg and maybe 10% use of his right arm, but he's an amazing ping pong player. Like I played you know, a few days before to try and get ready. He's a very good ping pong player. But Andy actually, he beat him, so Greg said he was very, very good. So my brother said he was a very good ping pong player. So I'd say he was probably the second best player there. My brother was probably the third, and there's another guy, Peter's probably the fourth best one there. But yeah, so one time I'd like to play him. I think it'd be a lot of fun to
Yeah,
get him in
let's
the game.
get that. Let's get
Definitely.
that.
Now,
going.
what happened was Graz was saying, okay, he's like, because there was some Asian woman there who nobody knew who the
No,
hell
that's
she was.
my aunt's friend.
Oh, okay.
That's
my uncle. That's
So
my family
Graz,
friend.
Graz was yelling at me.
Nobody knew who she was. I was talking to
Graz
her the
is
whole
like,
time.
you didn't fucking tell me your mother was Asian or I never would have played you. I'm like, what?
We call her Mary McWong because we're Irish, and she like comes to my family reunions.
And your uncle,
She's
tell-
Mick Wong.
who's your uncle? Is he married?
yeah, I know. You're like, oh, that's your uncle. I caught that.
Because the Orientals,
Yeah.
the Orientals are very good. They're very
Orientals, you
good at
can't
ping
say
pong.
that.
Well, I don't know what the hell you're saying. What's the correct word? Jap?
Asian.
No,
Oriental hasn't been alright since like the 50s.
All right.
All races are good equally.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, he's like, listen,
Chinks.
that part of the world is very good at ping pong. He's like, if I wouldn't have known your mother was a fucking Jap, I wouldn't have fucking played you. I was like, oh. okay.
Didn't somebody just lose their whole job on Saturday Night Live
Yes.
for something like
Right, for
saying
what I just did.
basically what Mandy see, you know.
Our views are not the views
there
of
we go.
Governors Radio or Governors Comedy Club or our sponsors.
God.
All right.
That's
So,
right.
Joking.
That's right. Now, do you want to say the sponsors before we bring on the?
no, we just did our sponsors to open up the show.
We did. Oh, okay. All right. So let's bring on the first guest.
Well, we're going right to that. Okay, we're jumping right in. Let's
Wait,
do
do
it.
you want me not to?
No, I thought we were just talking about this event, but that's right. We can go into the game.
No, if you want to say anything else, I'll.
I think we're good now.
Okay.
The food,
We'll get back into
the
it.
food went very fast too. We had the 100 pigs in a blanket there. People were eating that crap.
I had a lot of them.
They were actually really good.
Some people stained their shirt with the mustard, but you knew that was going to happen.
Yes. Yes.
Fat Jay had his Three's Company shirt
Oh wait,
on.
they made.
Yes,
fun-
Fat Jay had his Fleece Company shirt on. It was
He
great.
did, and one of them made a joke because he was sitting on the couch. Your friend was sitting on the couch, and
So that's like 700 pounds right
Struggle,
there.
yeah.
somebody else was sitting on the couch, and they go,
Struggle?
"This
Kristen?
couch should get an award for
Yes.
holding us." I don't remember who was the third person.
All right, I'm not going to say it on the air, but I know who it is.
Okay,
yes,
you tell
that,
me later.
that couch had 1,000 pounds on it. Let's just say that.
Okay, so now that we sufficiently insulted Asian people and
the fatties.
heavy people, we're gonna go on to our next guest. Okay, so she's a friend of mine, and she's been doing comedy for less than a year. This is her intro. She wanted me to say this. I'm just going to say she's a female physically disabled comedian in recovery. And she likes short walks, get it? On the beach. And cheesecake. My good friend Dana McAllister.
All right, Dana.
Ooh, yes,
come closer to
welcome.
me. Come closer.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I don't know yet.
Oh, and you're going to speak
I
into
feel like
that mic.
90% of these comedians, the only time I ever really talk to them is through Facebook.
We talk all the
Oh, we
time at
talk-
mics.
okay.
That's hurtful. What am I? Oh.
You're insulting our guests already, Jim.
Yeah,
we
it
talk to
needs
the
to be,
mics,
like,
but I
tightened
feel like
up
I
or
talk to these
something.
people more on Facebook. But that's all right.
Oh, okay. So, So I picked Dana up. We were almost late coming here, and we were talking about.
Is that coming literally or
Yes.
figuratively?
Yes, to both.
Figuratively?
She's like, I don't know which one these means. Why?
Hi, Kristen Tinsley. Kristen is watching.
Hi,
Kristen. We're coming to your show right after the show.
Immediately.
Dana and I. We'll be on our way soon. So Dana, I remember meeting you. I'll just give you my first memory because this is what I like to do when I ask the guest on. My first memory of meeting you
Oh God.
was Kristen Tinsley and Chris Cuff have a production company, and they were putting on a show called Vagisilly, and they were making a commercial for the show, which was a very unique idea. And she had us all dressed up, not all of us, but we were dressed up as fairies, and I met Dana dressed up as a fairy. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I remember we were in Chris Cuff's kitchen, and you were like, "Oh, you're very nice," and I was like, "You don't know me at all."
Yes.
You're a poor judge of
yeah.
character.
I took to her right away, and I was confiding all kinds of stuff in her, which I probably shouldn't have done.
Such a mistake.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
See what?
And-
You should see these messages. No.
No, and I remember we were waiting upstairs because we weren't part of one scene, and so we were alone upstairs, and
Bonding.
we were just
Alone again.
hanging out and,
Coming
and talking.
and
it was
going.
it was very nice. It was very nice. So Dana, I know you were on Knock 'em Dead.
I
So this
was.
is your second radio appearance.
Yes.
And you were telling them something which is very interesting.
Yes.
Is I think we talked about that you were physically disabled. What Dana has is she has polio, and what's interesting is about it is
That I have polio.
yeah, but tell them about the vaccine, and I think
Yeah.
it's a very interesting story.
Okay, sure. Well, yeah. So I have polio. I don't know where I'm supposed to look.
Right there.
Oh, okay. Hi guys, I have polio. Well, I should start off that I'm 30 years old, and it's pretty rare to have polio. You guys might know, like maybe your grandparents have it, but no one like me. I got it from the vaccine. When I contracted it, I was 1 in 19 million.
Did you sue anyone?
What? Yeah, we didn't get nearly enough money. I got like $250,000. I went to rehabs and stuff.
Okay.
But
So you did a lot of blow. That's good.
blow is the least of it. But I digress.
Okay.
The blow came later. First, I ate that vaccine. So yeah, so the vaccine was a live vaccine. They don't offer that anymore for polio. And I actually lucked out and got like the rarest kind of polio. It's called bulbar polio. Oh, it's terrific. I get the best parking, Mandy. But aside from that, so it affects my brainstem and my spinal cord. So I have trouble walking and such, and some like everything else is fine. But yeah, I have partial paralysis, is what it's called, throughout my body.
So do you think that growing up with the disability and people are a lot of times cruel, and do you think your addiction had anything to do with your having polio, like trying to deal with it? We had somebody on last week, Hugh, who was talking about his addiction, and he, we didn't get into like how he started. I should have asked him. I don't know why, but like
Yeah, we address topics like 9/11,
that's right.
addiction.
No, he got prescribed them initially.
We're like a David Morey
he
puppet
was
show.
in a-
Prescribed opiates
he was in a
because-
car accident,
yeah.
and then it started with
Tales old as time.
doctor prescribed medication, which is very addictive, and then it grew from
Leads
there.
to
That's
that,
right.
yeah.
I forgot
Right,
about
yeah.
that. So
Well, for me, I mean, it's hard to tell if I would have become an addict or not. Half of me wants to be like, no, I wouldn't, because I'm the only addict in my family, and the other half of me is like, yes, I would have. Because
If you didn't have the money, I don't think you would have become an addict.
I mean, I didn't use any of my settlement money
My
for
polio
my
money.
drugs. My polio money didn't go.
That's in the
All right.
bank.
No.
Oh, so you still have the polio money? All right.
No, I don't. Well,
No, I put that on something
no,
else.
yeah. My parents took the polio money, luckily. And then, so I used all my other money for drugs and such, and then the polio money went to my drug rehabilitation. And I got a car. That was the one thing I got for myself.
All right.
I mean, the government got for me, or whatever. I don't know. I used it for medical stuff, too. That's what it was really for. It was
Okay.
for, doctors and surgeries and stuff. Specialists are expensive. But yeah, I'm also funny sometimes, too.
Yeah, see, that's. I feel like when people bring up the fact that you don't get to talk about all the other things about yourself.
Right. I have so many other mental
Right, so-
disorders we could touch on.
Let's talk. Those are probably more funny.
Oh God. Okay. Well, yeah. So I'm pretty open about that too. I have what's called borderline personality disorder. It's an emotional disorder. Or I don't know. Basically, it's like bipolar but faster is the only way I can explain it. So things.
So it's like multiple personalities, or?
No, that's antisocial personality disorder. But no, what borderline is, I can see why you think that though. No, so like say one time me and Bonnie got into an argument once.
Yeah.
And
Only
so-
one time, but
It was only once, but it was bad.
but you know what? I am the same as you. I feel like I'm exactly the same as you.
It's a little different because
I'm calm, but then if I feel somebody is coming for me, a switch flips, and I go nuts. I just go nuts. Like I had a lot of in high school. I went to Syosset High School. There was a lot of mean girl stuff going on there.
Yes.
And I never really dealt with it, and I think now it's all coming out. Like I just took it back then. Now I just feel like if somebody comes for me, I'm coming right back at them like 10 times more. So I don't know if that's a disorder, but I am seeing a shrink for it.
Zero tolerance.
I have very zero tolerance if I think somebody, and I know that you didn't mean to come after me.
Yes, I did.
But I took it that
No,
way.
I did.
I took it
And
that
that's my
way.
disorder. That's what I was saying. So let me get back to it. So the reason I wanted to hurt Bonnie with my words is because
Oh, the phone is ringing.
All right, we have a phone call. Let's
Oh,
see.
thank God.
We pressed
Yeah,
two times.
twice, yeah.
2 times.
Yep.
Hello. Who is
Governors
this?
Radio.
Bonnie! Listen, Dana!
yeah.
Mandy and Bonnie and Angela, I love you, but Jim, you fat fuck! Who you calling a fat? Who you saying is that?
I did not even mention your name.
Oh, Kristen.
You mentioned my name. I know you're talking about me, and I'm going to stand up for myself. Listen.
I was making fun of my friend, John.
Don't make fun of fat people, Jim. Okay? Let's say something. You're not so skinny yourself. All right? Why don't you take a look in the mirror? You're not so skinny yourself.
Kristen, I thought he was talking about struggle.
Leave the fats alone.
All right, if I offended you, I apologize.
No, I'm not offended. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to make a big deal out of this. Because fat lives matter. Trust me. I'm going to do a show tonight with
big
Fat
deal.
Jay because he was sitting right next to me. And I'm going to let him know what you guys said.
No, it
And I'm
was
going to make sure that everybody
I am
knows
very good at pissing
about
women
it.
off. in life.
Kristen. It was his friend that made that comment about the couch.
Yes,
What's your
someone else
friend's
made the
name?
comment. We were telling the story that someone else made
the guy
on the
sitting on the
air, and I'm
couch.
getting blamed for it.
Your friend who was sitting next to Jay made that comment about the couch. He was sitting
was
on
on
the
the
couch.
Yeah, so I felt it was all right to make fun of my friend because he was the
Right.
one who made the comment.
Your Jim's friend who was sitting next to Jay on the couch made that comment about the couch. So I guess he was making fun of himself.
And if you go back and listen to the episode, we never mentioned your name. We said Fat Jay, and we said my friend John was sitting there, and John was the one who made the comment. No one knew who the third person was. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know it was you until now, but that's just life.
It was me. You can tell. You know what? I'm going to call your friend.
Go, Kristen, go!
Maybe he weighs 1,000 pounds. I don't weigh 1,000 pounds. I just lost 120
No, we
pounds.
said all 3 people. That's it. All 3 people.
3 people weigh 1,000. Well, I don't know. Maybe the 2 of them together weigh 1,000 pounds.
Yeah,
But I'm
he's,
just gonna
Well,
say-
Fat Jay and John, right there, you're pretty close. So I mean, actually, if you were the third person, that's actually a comment because that means you're wearing like $1 something. I mean, so
I don't. I'm just
right.
saying-
So that was actually a compliment. I think you should say thank you, Jim.
No. Anyway, I think I call him.
Kristen, we
all
love
right.
you.
Kristen,
Thank you for calling
we
in.
love you,
We
Kristen.
love
Have
you, and we're coming to support you right after this show.
Have fun at your show tonight.
All right, I'll see you later.
You'll see us later.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Jim, gotta get us in fucking trouble.
Now, Michael Kinnaman says Pong. P-A-W-G.
All
What
right.
does that mean?
He's trying to say like pong, like ping pong.
Oh, okay.
No.
Pong.
And
Oh,
Steve
it's-
Schaefer.
That's
That's my sponsor.
okay. That's her sponsor.
All right.
He
Schaefer
sa-
is
he
the one beer to
says,
have when you're having
I
a little
have
one.
this hooked up to my car. My speakers just blew. So I guess he can't hear us.
Well, no,
Oh
Kristen
no, that
yelling
means
is
Kristen
talking
yelling.
about.
So is he a good sponsor? Yeah. All right, good.
Wait, why do I have my headphones still
We're
on?
more just like friends now because I've already finished all my stuff.
Now, when
regarding
you're
that.
in rehab, they say you're not supposed to
Hi,
sleep with
Steve.
anyone the first 12 months from the program. Did you break that rule or no?
I mean, not with my sponsor, but I
Just any of the people in the group you're not supposed to.
panicking. Well, I mean,
Because what do they do after they go out and coffee at the diner? They have the meeting. They have coffee at the diner.
Jim, I don't know if you know this about me. I have one leg. I can't be withholding anything from these people. I can't, recovery or no.
I'm just as
Sometimes
bad.
the lady got to put out.
You know, I get a DWI once, and I had to go for the mandatory, like, you know, go to the rehab thing.
I
So
remember
I
my
got to go to
first
these
beer.
meetings. What the hell? Afterwards, you go out for drinks with them. I was like,
It's fun,
I'm
right?
hitting on these girls. Why not? I'm like, you want to go for drinks? They're like, we're in rehab. I'm like, oh, sorry.
That's the
Right.
13th step. You shouldn't be doing that.
All right.
That's my favorite step, though.
Okay.
But no, I mean, they say no big changes in the first year. That's true. I don't. My life's pretty standstill. So I mean, I don't know. I'll have a year sober in February.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's cool. But other than that, yeah. So I got sober and then I started my comedy. Actually, I think I was not sober for one mic.
It is good therapy.
It is, right?
That's what I
joke
use it for.
I always joke
Yeah, I
around
think
that if I didn't do stand-up comedy, I would have to pay a therapist to deal with my marriage issues.
Right.
So it's like marriage counseling for me, and I don't have to pay for it. So it's
Exactly.
good, you know.
I also just want to touch on the fact that me and Bonnie are cool now. I no
Oh, yeah, I
longer-
love Dana.
I no
We
longer
never-
want to hurt
but
her.
we
with my words.
settled it in Messenger.
But my point for that was that I got upset over something that I took personally that wasn't even about me.
It was about short guys.
And I was
Should we
like,
bring that topic
you're
up
so
again?"
shallow. That's like not dating somebody.
Bonnie,
for
you're
being
putting down
disabled."
short guys.
Now,
Yes.
Oh my
no,
God.
no,
Bonnie.
I'm not going to bring that up again.
I
Because
will.
It was something to do with Kristen too, and I'm not going to.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Kristen
It's
called
settled.
that. It's
She's gonna
been
come down with a
settled.
knife and slit our throats.
She's gonna.
All
Right.
right.
So I am not bringing that up again.
Next topic.
Next.
Moving on.
But we did resolve it.
Right. So
And I can be shallow, and I you know
it's okay
can
too.
be
like
shallow.
I'm proud of it.
No, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. And I'm
Bonnie's
trying.
blown up at me a few times, and I get scared. I'm like, what the
No,
hell? am
if I get mad at you, you should be scared. Because
terrifying.
I become a different person.
She'll get on the stage at an open mic and she'll just talk shit about you.
I
She
will.
don't care. She'll have a wine and go for it.
I go for the juggler.
Damn.
The juggler.
But it doesn't
Thank
happen
you, sir.
often.
Can I have another?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't. It doesn't happen often, and it usually.
I'm blessed
yeah.
to be one of them.
Yes, but yeah. So I'm trying to resolve that and get better.
You're
You know,
communicating.
with-
Next time she goes off, I need to spank her. She'll be happy.
I hear that she likes it though.
I only want
cold
certain
spanking.
people to spank me.
Like Eric.
Like Eric.
Like Eric. Eric.
Uh-oh.
Eric is allowed. You know, Eric's married, so
Yes.
we're just friends.
His wife signed
It's
the permission slip
platonic
and everything.
spanking.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he was actually a gentleman. He
Platonic.
instead of using his hands,
He used the backhand?
He used
no,
paddle.
he used a paddle.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That is like a gentleman.
No,
And then,
he
did
gave
you
me
see
the
that
choice.
Smash, did you
I
see
chose the
Smash
paddle.
actually had? So he used a ping pong paddle, but did you see later on they brought out an ass
Ashley
smacking paddle?
brought it out.
Yeah, they actually have an
Ashley
ass spanking paddle
Jacoby.
there. I was like, why do you have an ass
She's
spanking
out of
paddle
her
here?
mind.
Why
Oh,
not?
Kenneth is watching. Kenneth is
A
Eric's
screaming
brother.
liberal.
Hi,
Okay,
Kenneth.
Kenneth, guess what? I want to thank you personally because of you. I became friends with Mark White from the Spin Doctors, and he just gave me backstage passes to the show that he's going to be doing at the Brooklyn Bowl in
so
January.
jealous. All
So
right.
thank you,
That's
Kenneth,
such a fun
because
place.
Mark
Mark
and I
is funny.
bond-
I enjoy his posts
Yeah.
on Facebook. He's
we
funny.
bonded over Trump, and Kenneth was always on my page, kind of harassing me with my Trump posts. And Mark White messengered me and said, "Get rid of that troll." So I did, and then Mark and I became friends. And I didn't know who Mark was. I just knew that we were fellow Trump supporters. So thank you, Kenneth. I
All right.
appreciate that.
So now, every now and then, we just pick a card out of the Never Have I Ever. box.
good.
Kenneth goes, Bonnie's a snowflake.
I love this game.
I love you, Kenneth.
All right, so if you have, just pick your hand up to your mouth. If you haven't,
Pretend
then
to
don't
drink.
drink.
Okay.
Okay, so never have I ever shipped weed to a friend through the mail. Have you ever done that?
I don't drink.
Not-
I
not
don't
weed.
drink.
Did you ever put like
I
weed?
know I don't drink.
Have you ever sent any
I don't
drugs through the
drink
mail to
weed.
someone? Oh, she has. All right.
What does that mean? I don't. I don't understand the game.
If you've ever like taken weed and stuck it in a FedEx envelope and sent it to someone, you got
I haven't done nothing with weed.
Okay.
So what do I? That then the
So
answer
you're
is
good.
yes.
No, you're
Okay,
good.
never have I ever had sex with my boss.
Sex with my boss.
Can't say.
What, was your husband your boss?
Oh, can't say that I have. I don't work though.
No.
The government does fuck me though. So
So Will Romero is tuning
Self-employed.
in. Larry
Will.
Arts is tuning in.
Will.
Kenneth.
Well, they were
Shevlin.
talking about you before the show, but we won't go into
Yeah,
it.
we were talking.
He's gonna call
Is
in
that
now.
the phone? Luis Marizio is just a friend of mine and a singer. We have to have her on soon too.
Never have I ever slept with someone below my standards. Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, everybody.
I think that's
That's
everybody
what
in
being
the
that's what
world.
being drunk.
That's everyone in the world.
Governors Radio.
What is I went to college?
Three's Comedy Radio Show. Did the phone just ring? No.
I don't know.
No, you guys are having auditory hallucinations.
I
now.
thought I heard the phone ring too. So we're both hallucinating together.
Did you guys drink out of the same cup or something? Spiked it.
So
See, the thing is, you guys, during the show, I get like texts from like the girls who are listening, and they're saying "love
The
you,"
girls.
all this other stuff here.
Who?
The girls.
That just
Manny.
said Jim.
No, that's me. That's me saying myself texting "I love you." I'm not talking about the ones to myself. I'm talking about the ones from other people. Like here's one of our listeners right now. Love you. See, okay.
Oh, it's Kristen.
Hey, don't be thinking about names.
she's talking to us, me and Mandy, and Dana.
Yeah.
We love you too, Kristen. We love you too.
Yeah, we love Kristen.
So
So let's get back to Dana.
Back
Yes.
to me. more cards. This is.
So
fun.
what's your favorite place you ever did comedy?
Governors, Lil Room.
I love Governors.
answer.
My favorite mic though was at Cousin Craig's. They don't even have that anymore, but that was my very first
I
mic
missed
ever.
it.
Yep, missed out.
Missed it.
Damn shame.
So what's your favorite like joke or like little story you tell when you're on the stage?
I say that the polio vaccine gave me polio, but it cured my autism.
Okay.
I think
That's a crowd favorite. I talk about how I lost a race in the games for the physically challenged. That was very traumatic. Funny.
Yeah,
story.
one night I was watching some. I don't know what the name of the movie was, but it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, and you get up, and you got to get up at like 6, and
Yeah.
it's really not a good idea to watch a 2-hour movie at that point. But you're like, screw it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
There was some guy. He pretended that he was disabled so he could get in the
Johnny
Special Olympics,
Knoxville, yeah.
and so that he
Oh, The
could-
Ringer.
The
Oh, it's
Ringer.
called The Ringer. And it was a very fucked up movie, but it was good.
See, the Special Olympics, and I talk about this on stage too, because I don't qualify for the Special Olympics because I don't have any mental disabilities. But my people, the physically disabled, we get the games for the physically challenged, while they get the Special Olympics, and it pisses me off that the retards get all the glory because I don't care. I said that. They get like the good name, like they don't know that they're in the Special Olympics. Like I want to be in the Special Olympics. They think they're playing tag. It's not fair.
Oh, a bunch of
Oh
new
my
people
God.
just came in. John LaRocchia is watching. Hi, John. Gina Conjemi Coffin is watching.
Yeah.
And John
That-
John says I sing and dance.
Ooh.
And okay, we'll have you on.
That reminds me
Show us.
of
Well,
the story.
You can
My
dance right
wife-
here on the table.
She horseback
Oh,
rides.
and Ken Mosca, he's saying hi from Atlantic City.
All right.
Nice.
Hey.
Ken, are you losing
Bet,
money?
Ken, bet the don't pass line. Bet the don't pass line. Okay, so the
Oh,
so
wait, this
basically,
is a different John.
so my wife, so
sorry.
she likes to horseback ride. Okay, so one Sunday she comes home, she was in some contest. She has all these awards. I've seen her horseback ride. She's horrible. So I'm like, how the hell did she? So I asked the kids, like, how'd she win this? It's like,
Everyone.
Dad, she was in with a Parkinson's disease guy who was shaking, so he lost some points. He's like, he was with another kid who was like very, very physically challenged. He kept falling off the horse. I was like, oh my
You
god.
don't gotta
right?
be great. You just gotta do better than the other guy.
I was like, so it's yeah. So basically, yeah, she came first place. She got a trophy. It's sitting in our mantle in the
I
in the kitchen.
I came in 3rd out of 3, and the person next to me had 1 leg, and it was not fair. And I don't know why my mother signed me up for a 200-meter dash in the first place.
Well, Greg DeFlippo is watching.
Hi,
It was
Greg.
his birthday yesterday, I think.
Happy
or the
birthday.
day
Oh,
before.
and Taz,
Happy
too.
birthday, and
Happy
Taz.
belated
Greg is
Taz,
actually very
And
funny on
Zach's-
Facebook too.
Zach's
He says a
birthday.
lot of
Greg
really
is very
funny
funny.
stuff that I enjoy.
I messed up. I thought John LaRocchia was the other John, who's the comedian. This is a different John. This is John C. LaRocchia. So
Jacob
welcome, John
Jingleheimer
C. LaRocchia. I know another John that I confused you with, so I apologize.
All right,
for
well, I just
that.
want to remind everyone here, obviously our views and our views that we've made on the show are not the views of Governor's Radio or the views of Governor's Comedy Club, and they may not be the views of our sponsors either. Okay, and now Manny's going to give you a brief word about our sponsors.
All right. Well, we have Coasters Tavern. That's 487 Newbridge Road, East Meadow, coasterstavern.com. Tuesdays, they have the open mic down there, 7:30 sign up, 8 o'clock start. Pool table, live music, food. Every night of the week, they got stuff going on down there. That's coasterstavern.com.
November 1st, me, Mandy, Bonnie are all going to be in a show there in costume.
Ooh.
Yes.
What are you dressing as?
I'm going to be a sexy cat.
So what are you dressing as?
A sexy cat.
And then
like every
Smash.
And then we have JustSmash.com. Smash is a ping pong bar. We were talking about it earlier in the show. Jim was down there. Bonnie was down there on Sunday. We had a really great Govs event. We donated some money to charity. They've got food down there, music, adult beverages, Olympic-sized tables, paddles, and balls. 2953 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown. JustSmash.com.
All right.
Okay.
And if there's anybody in Long Island that thinks they can, beat me in ping pong, well, the leagues are starting up soon. I think I'm going to join this league, so you guys can come on in and challenge me.
calling.
All right, let's
All
see.
right, we'll take one more call.
Twice on the 3, right?
Yep. Let's see.
Okay, welcome
All
to
right.
Governors.
Three's Company Radio Show. How can I help you?
Hey now, January 30th, Bonnie, is it a date? Because I'm going to.
Ooh, January 30th, the Spin Doctors. Yes, but I'm going with
Yes,
For those you don't know,
You
this
know.
is Eric's brother.
Hi,
Yes,
you're
it is.
Are you going to go backstage with Mark?
I am going with you, yes.
Oh, are you going to talk to him about politics? You're going to get punched in the
No,
face.
I'm a musician. First of all, you guys post fake memes, so you can't talk politics because you don't know what you're talking about. But anyway,
This is why Mark and I are friends.
if your bar's too low to talk
I
to
hate
me.
it's going to
But
be
we're
4 more
we're-
years. 4
so
more
now you're
years.
calling me
Spin
dumb.
doctors.
Now you're
And
calling me dumb.
No, I never called you dumb. So anyway, yeah, we're going. It'll be like a date, no?
Well, I'm going with my friend Kristen and Jennifer from Coasters. She's the she's the bartender.
Yes.
Me, Kristen, and Jennifer are going together in the same car.
Oh,
But maybe
not
we'll
with
be,
Tony, Eric,
they
and
were
Sally.
sweet enough to offer, but I'm
Aw.
going to go with Kristen.
Can I go with you guys?
Yeah.
Now,
go with
wh-
us.
now what is your views on Eric spanking her?
Oh, you never touch a woman that way. Plus,
No,
Eric's
forget
fat.
it.
Eric's fat. He's lucky he could even talk to a woman. But fat fuck.
They don't get along as
Yeah.
brothers.
No, yeah. Oh, okay, Bonnie. You know that's absolutely untrue.
It's every time you call up, he
Yeah,
yells at
because
you
that's
and
what we
he
do
hangs
on
up
the
on
radio.
you.
Yes, but
No,
they bond
that's
over their
what-
hatred towards their mother.
That's what. Yes. No, that's what we do on the air. Eric's awesome. We don't fight at all in person. No, that's not. We don't do that in person. But this will be fun. So you're going to go to backstage, right?
He said.
And
that-
you
oh,
are,
and then-
he's coming on your show next week, right?
Oh, is it next week? Oh,
Is it next week or the week after?
I have to find out from Eric. 'cause
Who?
Bonnie, if you want, so why
Eric-
don't we bring on our
Eric-
next guest so we don't take
Yeah,
up our
Eric's
time.
not on
Yeah.
the
Hey
calendar.
now, all right. Well, I won't bother you. Show. We'll see
Have
you
a
the
good
30th
one.
later.
all right, bye,
Bye.
Kenny.
All right, thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
All right, let's announce the next guest.
Okay, that's my.
Thank you so much, Dana.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let's, first we thank Dana for coming by.
And
Everybody,
McAllister, everybody.
All right.
Dan, thank you, Dana.
Bye.
Okay, our next guest, she's a real newbie to comedy. I actually met her at Stephen Perillo's open mic at Ziggy's, right? And she is going through both her female and comedic puberty at the same time. And she will explain that in more detail when she comes here. Her name is Angela Gwen. Everybody give her a hand.
So, now, Angel's been doing comedy for how long?
Not long.
Because we have a very strict policy. You're not allowed to come on our show if you're a comedian if you've been doing comedy less than 2 weeks.
Well, she's been booked
well,
like for 4
I-
weeks, so how did you even find her?
Well, I just made it. I'm at like 6 weeks.
All right,
So
all right.
There we go.
There you go.
But also, Bonnie, you booked both of us tonight, and I love how you picked the 2 women on Long Island with really fucked up bodies.
No, you're both beautiful. Wait.
All right, public
This is a
service.
niche show.
Public
This
service
is a
announcement.
niche comedy
Hello?
There's
show.
an Amber Alert for a Honda in. Okay, guys.
Christ.
Who's on the
Three's
phone?
Company radio show?
Yes. Is this
Oh,
Mr. Fat Jay?
This is Jay.
Is this Jim Raya?
Yes. Fat Jay, we're getting a lot of trouble on the show tonight.
Yeah. Oh, you're even in more trouble now, Jim. I thought you were fat people friendly.
We are. We were talking about how.
I heard you talking about 3 fat guys on the couch.
No, his friend said that.
This is everyone's blaming me. This
Am I
was
gonna
my
be honest
friend.
with you,
This
Jim?
was my
no
friend.
yelling.
For ratings, so you're gonna get them. Jim, the only reason I'm this fat is because I steal your lunch money, you little geek.
Dweeb.
And then, after I'm done banging your mom, she makes a mean sandwich.
Oh, hey, Jay, on a regular note, are you going to buy that iPad for my husband?
Yeah, Jim's gonna pay for it. Jim, give Mandy $140, and I'll take it easy on you for the next one.
There you go. There you go.
In all fairness to Jim,
It was my friend
it
who
was
said
his
this, not
friend
me.
who was sitting
Your friend's a little
next to
geek too, Jim. Your friend's a little geek too. Birds of a feather.
I'm getting in trouble for what he said.
Yes.
I'll get in trouble for
So,
what my friend
this is
said.
what
All
we
right.
should do. Bring
now
your friends
you know
on
what
the
I go
radio
through. This
show,
happens to me all the
Call
time.
me up. I'll come down,
and we'll have a talk face to face. Three's Company radio show. Fat guys against skinny geeks from Garden City.
All right, Jay. Never let it be said that I'm not fair. I'll give you an opportunity next week to co-host with me and Mandy. Bonnie's gonna take the week off, and we're gonna
unless Mark White is coming, then I'm coming
and then
back
we're
on
gonna
the
have
show. We'll still have you anyway.
and then we're gonna
Either
have some stripper I think on also. So
She's not a stripper.
I thought she was a
Make sure
stripper.
you
Okay,
have
sorry, she's
Another person. Oh my God.
Wife and kids.
okay. Maybe she's an actress, stripper. I get those two
She's
confused.
in Leo
All right, so
DiCaprio's movie.
All right, Jim, I'm doing what you can't do right now, a comedy show.
Jay.
all right, Jay, if you want to help us co-host next week, give me a call. We'll talk about it. All right, buddy?
Jay, I'll see you in a little bit. Dana and I are coming to the show, but we're going to be late. But we're right after this. We're coming right over to support you because we love you.
Jay, I will say you are funny. I'll give you that. All right.
You still there?
I think you hung up. All right.
He hung up on us.
Good stuff.
You know, Jim, you getting all these people angry is taking time away from me.
Exactly.
And that makes me uncomfortable.
Exactly. Give Angela some
I
time.
know,
here.
I know. She sits down. She's
You know,
like,
but all these other
okay.
shows go like 4 hours over. We can go 5 minutes over tonight to give her full 30 minutes. All right,
Okay,
go.
cool.
Thank
So
you.
there you
Cool.
go.
So you were saying that I brought on the two
Women with messed up bodies, yes.
I know. Dana's like,
and I was
Oh,
saying
I'm sorry. Is this we
My
can make
body's
fun
a
of literally
wonderland.
every type of people except for the disabled?
I just brought you both on at the same time because I both thought you're courageous, and in our society today, as we just saw, people can be very cruel. I'm saying to Jim,
Okay.
that was
All right,
a
I think we have another call. Let's take this call.
Another
That was a
angry customer.
misunderstanding.
Three's Company Radio Show. How can I help you?
Hello? Well,
Well, if we offended you, I'm sorry. Okay.
is anybody there?
Who's there? Three's Company Radio Show.
Hey, what's up? It's Will Romero. What's up, motherfuckers?
This is Will Romero.
Oh, Will!
Hi, Will.
Hey, Will, how are you?
Now, Will, we would never insult you and your Puerto Rican ass. No, I'm sorry.
Now insult Will now.
No,
You're on a roll.
No, Will's funny.
Wait, let me talk. What?
Go
Yes,
ahead,
Will, go ahead, talk.
Repeat that, please.
I love it. I love racist people, Jim. Don't worry about it. No, it's lovely to hear you guys. That little game you guys were playing, what was that question that you asked?
Well, never have I ever. Have you ever mailed drugs to someone through the mail, like in a FedEx envelope or a UPS envelope?
I'd rather not comment on that one, but what was the other question?
All right, so have you ever drank too much and passed out in an airport bar?
No.
Okay.
I got a bird.
Uh-oh, something's happening
We
to
got
you.
a bad connection.
Something's
All right.
happening to your voice, Will.
Well, we're breaking
right.
up.
You
We'll
sound
talk
like
to you
a,
later.
like a
If you want to
frog.
be on our show November 1st at Coasters, let us know.
And Will, thank you for hosting Coasters with Devin
Oh, my
yesterday.
pleasure. My pleasure.
No, he's
my
back again.
pleasure.
All right, Will, one question, then we're going to get to our guest because we really want to give her some time.
Yes, okay.
What do you call? Do you want to be one of the comedians on our Coaster show on November 1st? You're going to perform in costume.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, awesome. We'll see you there, buddy. We love you. All right.
Okay, take care. Love you guys.
Bye.
Now, where were we?
You're
saying, do you have a penis?
time,
Do you
for
have
the
a-
third time.
Yes, okay.
Try this again. Okay, so I was saying that we just happened to both be at Ziggy's, which is why I asked you at the same time. And your stories are very different, but I think what is the same about them is that you are courageous in the way people can be cruel to each other. I didn't mean to look at Jim.
We only have a half hour left. Okay.
So that it had nothing to do with anything but that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that's your take on it.
That's
You're much
my
better
take
than
on
my
it.
birth parents in that regard.
So why don't you tell everybody, because, people who are listening don't know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can tell by the everything about me, but I'm trans.
I would not know that unless you told me.
Oh, well, thank you.
Would have no idea.
Well, I appreciate
Now, are
that.
you okay? So if I offend you, I
Let-
apologize. Okay.
Let's walk you through it. Okay.
Yes, thank you, thank
Question
you.
one.
Question one. Okay, some people I know they're in the middle of the trans thing. Okay, so like they might have breasts, but they don't have what's down below. What parts do you have and don't have?
Well, what parts do you have and don't have, Jim? And will you prove
I have
this to
a penis,
everyone?
though some people may say it's not that impressive, but I have a penis. Okay.
Okay.
And then I have mini breasts, but they're not really that big. Okay. And
So we're at the same stage in our transition, is what you're saying.
That's good.
Yeah, well, because I've been on HRT, which
I
is
set that up nicely.
You did perfectly, and you interrupted it, which ruined the whole setup. So yeah, I've been on HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. I started New Year's Eve, so what's that? 8.5 months roughly.
Okay.
Pre-op still. I made my appointment for like the meeting with my doctor back in March or April, and the consultation, which I call my consultation, isn't until July of next year. Okay. So and then
Right, so
I'll
other people
probably
I've
be
talked
waiting
to-
another year or so for the actual procedure.
There's a counseling part you have to go through, right?
Yes. So, so I get my hormones through Planned Parenthood, and what's awesome about them is they're an informed consent clinic, which basically means I just walked in and said, "Hello, I am a tran," and they're like, "You certainly are," and just wrote me a prescription.
Okay.
Because like you say you do it through Northwell Health.
Now, do they also offer you an abortion or no?
Well, they're gonna abort my penis, so in a way.
Okay.
What was the question? Yeah, so I was able to just, get it just because I asked for it. But yes, to get the procedures done, I have to get like 2 or 3 letters, which is, whatever. But I'm literally going to go up to my therapist, my doctor, and say, "Hey, tell them I want a vagina." And they go, "She does, in fact." Like, I had to get 2 letters. Well, I had to get a letter from my doctor just to get my gender marker changed, that was a whole nother process.
And then on
It took,
top of
like,
that, you need
3
letters
months.
of recommendation?
Letters of recommendation. That's right. So I have to have proof that I've been catcalled by 10 men, and then I get to be considered a woman.
That's good.
Really?
You should put that in your act.
I should.
That's
See, I'm not
awesome.
good at writing things. I'm good with coming up with things.
Well, you
on
could
the
watch
fly.
back the show and then
There we go.
and write it down. Taz, the residential artist, is watching. We
All right, Taz.
actually brought this in, and we're going to be hanging it on this wall, whether we have permission or not.
All right.
On the governor's radio wall. We love you, Taz.
All right, so now, at what point so you're on a date, okay? And you're having a
Okay.
drink, and the person
Yeah.
buys you a drink, okay?
Okay.
And something starts going on, okay? And they're now really into you, okay?
How into me are they, Jim?
Something may happen later on, okay? At what point are you going to pop, let them know what's going on here?
I guess I'll pop it whenever they get it to pop. I mean,
Jesus.
One, I'll say for my situation, October 10th will be the 4th anniversary of a loving relationship. So that particular thing does. Oh, thank you. So that's not really something with me. But I guess my perspective is like before we have sex, you have the right to know, especially since I'm pre-op. I think once someone's post-op, it's more iffy because it's just like medical history at that point,
Because if I was
There's
hitting
not
on a
much
girl in a bar,
Okay.
right, and then, we are in the bed, and I reach down and I grab a cock, I'm going to be a little upset.
This is all hypothetical.
Yeah, well, you know what, Jim? If you take me back from a bar and I see you have a 2-inch dick, I'm going to be really upset, too. Why are you so selfish?
All right. Will Romero saying abortion. Jesus Christ. Well, I have
what you
a
got out of
question
that,
about
Will?
that. No.
That was a Planned
That's
Parenthood
funny,
joke,
though.
not a her joke. Okay.
This is a question about. I guess maybe I'll give it to Jim.
I'm really getting in trouble today.
Yeah, I don't think I should know.
I'm Jewish, so I know that.
It's all right. Okay.
In the Catholic Church,
Yes.
maybe they've changed it, but they're very not accepting of people and of certain.
Can I take this?
Yeah,
take this one?
Yes.
No, hold on, wait. We have to correct what you just said.
But he is so into the church.
No, okay, but
that's
she
why
didn't-
I'm bringing
but,
it up.
But you didn't say it correctly.
Okay.
They they don't believe in abortion, but they believe they're for people. They're pro people.
But aren't they against trans?
Let me take this one. All right.
Yeah.
So I was raised Catholic, and still am very deeply Christian. Never lost my faith for a second.
Okay, that's good.
But around 13 or 14, the Catholic Church and I had a bit of a misunderstanding. Not really sure what the disconnect was. Just because there is that very strong
Who is this person that got upset or something?
I'm sorry?
Who is this person that got upset in the church? You said the
Does
church.
it
You
mean
and the
the
church
priest
had.
is-
You.
Oh, no, well, just all the rhetoric that's given.
Who is the rhetoric coming from? That's my point.
Priests, other people in the congregation.
Okay.
And I know, I don't think that's inherently a reflection of Catholic people, but I think it's a reflection of Catholicism, which is why I personally just stepped away from it. But no shit on anyone.
Because here's the thing, you have to realize all those people are humans, okay? So if Jesus was actually here on earth and he was sitting here right now, when he walked the earth, he hung out with, he didn't mind if someone was a sinner, he'd hang out with them. If someone was a prostitute, he'd hang out with them. So the thing is, what he said was, let thee without sin cast the first stone. So what his whole point was that he was accepting of everyone, so he probably would be. So just because those people are human doesn't mean your relationship with God should be affected.
Exactly.
Maybe your relationship with those people who are saying things that you don't appreciate should be affected.
Yeah, and that's why I said I stepped from Catholicism as the tendency of Christianity, but never lost my faith ever.
In God, right.
No, I actually am deeply Episcopalian.
Okay.
And I have a tattoo. There's this punk band Against Me, and in 2012, the lead singer came out as trans, Laura Jane Grace. She's fucking awesome. And one of the songs is this song, True Trans Soul Rebel, with the chorus being, Does God Bless Your Transsexual Heart? So I have that line with a heart colored the trans flag and a cross on it. And yeah, so I've never wavered my faith, and I kind of don't get there's that contradiction of there's hateful rhetoric, but then you look at actual teachings and biblical text, and it's all about love. Jesus said, "Greatest commandment is to love thy neighbor," and that's just where I build my thought process from everything.
Right. The Bible was also written a long, long time ago, so people had different views and stuff like that.
So Greg DeFlippo wants to join in this conversation. First, he says, it looks like Jim is getting turned on. Okay,
I have that effect.
And then Greg DeFlippo says, Jim, where's your right hand? What are you doing under the table?
Oh, my God.
Oh, Greg, you're funny. Okay. And Will Romero says religion is the setback of the human race.
I would disagree with that.
And Kenneth...
Religion is crowd control.
And Kenneth...
No.
Kenneth,
I disagree with all this.
Shevlin is replying to Greg, and he's saying, if she believes Hillary gave uranium to the Russians, she is either sorely uninformed or lying. What is that about?
What are you talking about?
Does that have anything to do with trans?
Right, so here's one problem I do have.
Kenneth, pay
Some
attention.
stuff you have to understand in politics is they're appealing to their base because they need votes. But then, so have there actually been any laws? Okay, I'm asking. I'm not telling because I don't really know. Okay. So I'm asking, okay? Have there actually been any laws under the Trump administration that have hindered any of your rights, that have passed? Don't talk about what he might have said. I want to know if there are actual bills that have passed.
Didn't he kick them out of the military?
No.
The trans-military ban is the big one that has, in terms of what's passed.
But I'm talking about the affect your life. Your life, where,
well, if
what
she
you're
wanted
doing.
to be in the military, that would affect her life.
Right, but she's not in the military.
Well, now I can't. Now that's not even an option.
So you're not affected. It's a non-issue. Okay.
No, well, I mean,
there's a point to this. Okay, good. Yeah.
In terms of things that have passed, as far as I know, that's the only one.
Okay.
Because I could go into all the things that are proposed,
and I think the liberals do this too.
be...
Each side appeals to the far just so that they can get votes, but then they don't actually do anything when they're in office. You were going to say something?
Agreed.
What about bathrooms?
Trump didn't pass that law.
That's not federally.
That's a school district,
state by state. In New York, well, great question. I could get a call right now from my boss saying you're trans, you're fired, and a call from my landlord saying you're trans, get out of the apartment.
No, you must have some rights there.
No.
Really?
If that happens, I know plenty of lawyers that would defend you and you'd be
I could
fine.
lawyer you
No,
up.
sure,
I
but
got some good lawyers.
And actually, there's
probably make some money
there's
on
a
that
thing
deal.
called the trans panic defense, which is fun. Let's go back to the story you were telling of you picking me up and disappointing me with your penis. If then you found out that I had one, you can murder me, and then use she trapped me. I didn't know she was trans.
No, that's not legal.
No, yes, it is.
Because murder
Yes,
is
it is.
illegal.
Eric is watching.
But that's the defense.
Hi, Eric.
They get you on temporary insanity, and it's a valid defense that historically has gotten people off.
Okay.
So New York's fucked.
Oh.
Spicy
Eric
take.
from Knock 'em Dead is watching. Eric, I just have one thing to say to you. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Now, Angela, you're pretty young. When you were 10 years old, did you think this was something that was a possibility in your lifetime? Because I feel like since I've been a little kid, in the last 10 years of my life, I feel like it's came so far. I mean, as fucked up
transitioning.
Yeah, like did you when you were a kid, did you think that was a rational, reasonable thing, or did you kind of just find pine for it, and now the climate allows it?
Yeah, so for
Good
me,
question,
that's a
Mandy.
great question. Thank you. So for me, I didn't know I was trans until I was 16.
Okay.
I'm 22 now in 3 days.
Ooh.
Yeah, this past Saturday was my birthday. It was real fun. So I guess the abridged version, of the story is around 13. I was questioning. By 16, knew.
Okay.
And I spent a good year trying to tell myself that I wasn't.
Yeah.
And just not wanting to mess with it. But I was very blessed, where as soon as I went away to college at SUNY New Paltz, which was a more open and accepting environment, I was able to slowly but surely figure myself out and go from knowing nothing or doing anything to being able to, grow actually.
But don't you feel? I feel like because in the comedy, I'm friends with Emily. You met Emily.
He's
Or
very
you
good
met-
friends with
I've
Emily.
seen her once.
He's
But
very
I've
good
seen,
friends with
but
Emily.
I'm good friends with her. But the thing is, I feel like at least in the comedy community, everyone's very accepting. I've not met one person yet who's been mean to anyone. If they're just not like that.
Yeah, I will say, you get really.
There's some plenty of mean people in the comedy
Yeah,
world.
I mean, there are
believe
some
me.
comedians that make dumb jokes that
Yeah, 'cause
are
they-
dumb, but
That's
also
right.
they're just not funny.
Right.
Is the main. You're telling this like they make the "I identify as an attack helicopter" joke over and over and over, which makes no sense. Those are allowed in the military. It's nothing to do with trans people. But no, I've been very blessed where, every stand-up comic I've met has either been cool with it or just not said anything.
Right.
I've only lost one friend and my birth family in my whole journey. Everyone else has been so supportive and down with
that's
it, which has
great.
been great.
Right. I do think it's harder. I'm not defending your parents or anything. I don't know them, but I would say I think it's harder to accept.
love
I think
Dana's
it would be harder,
expressions.
all right, to accept as someone's parents than rather if you're just if they're just a friend or someone because you don't have as much invested in it. So if the parents are upset about something, it is a difficult thing for them to handle. I'm not saying they're handling it correctly or not correctly. I'm just saying it is difficult. Right.
Yeah,
You gotta have some sympathy for them.
I mean, my mindset and perspective on that question has gone from every side of the way you can go about it. And I just landed on, I don't care enough.
Okay.
You know, I'm so emotionally disconnected where if I get a call saying, hey, Angela, sorry, we fucked up royally, be like, okay, maybe we can be acquaintances and maybe friends. But any chance for a parent-daughter relationship is just not there. I have a new family now. My mom's been incredible. So, Stacey Harris, you're the fucking best.
So the first
I have a lot of loved ones that's all I need. So I don't have to keep pining for people who I've been talking to for 3+ years about it. I don't need them to get around it. I just don't care.
So the first time I met Emily, and the thing I didn't have much experience with this type of stuff. I think it was the first person.
Yeah,
I met.
Emily was very patient with Jim.
So when I said it the first time I met her, we got along pretty much from the beginning. So we were standing at a bar together, and I said, I don't know, are you a man, a woman? Do I have to pay for your drink? She's like, yes, you have to pay for my drink. I'm like, okay, that's just pretty much it.
Oh my God. Sometimes it's fun for me to watch how people respond. Like Bonnie, last night we were at Coasters.
Uh-oh, what'd I do?
No, it wasn't you.
Thank God.
Well, no, the reason this came up was because I was making fun of something you did where when you advertised the show, you called me a trans space sexual.
Oh, yeah, because
So I was
I'm
making
bad
fun-
at spelling.
Whatever. It was just fun to make fun of you. So I'm glad it happened. But then I said to and then what's his name? Jeff Bosey?
Yes,
Is that how I say his name?
Jeff Bosey.
I love him. But
Yeah, he is very funny.
I said the term the feminine penis, and his eyes shot out of his skull, and I had to explain it to him, and it was just, what is that? Well, yeah. So
I'm uncultured.
you
Yeah, I know, me
uncultured
too.
swine. Yeah. So hormone therapy, it changes a lot of things. Basically everything except voice, Eve's apple.
Eve's apple. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much that, because breast growth, softened skin, body odor changes, and down there everything shrinks, reascends. I look like a 5-year-old again. It's great. But so it's very much softened and just functionally different. The discharge is different. It doesn't get as hard. The mouthfeel is different. So everything about it is quite different.
Okay.
Somebody else's mouth feel.
Wow.
Mouth. So, Bonnie, can we talk about the mouthfeel? Why is no one talking about the mouthfeel?
What is the mouthfeel?
Well, have you ever sucked a dick?
Oh,
The mouthfeel.
Bonnie sucked a dick on public transportation.
that was my ex-husband. I did that. So
Back in the day.
that was a long,
They were
long
on a
time
bus
ago.
ride to
She
Lang
said
City.
like some
and
vagrant kept
There
looking
was
at
hardly
her.
anybody on the bus.
A homeless guy kept looking back at
Yeah,
them.
this one homeless guy, and my ex was like going like this to him, like turn around.
so now, you've never been married prior or anything?
I'm
Hilarious.
22, so no.
Right. No. Okay. Yeah. So I think
That's
in,
young.
In Emily's case, I think it is very hard because she's got issues where, she had a previous wife and then they had kids together. And I think for the kids, because when you're in middle school or high school, all you want to do is be accepted. You don't want anything that's weird. Like they don't like when you're driving your kids to school, they just want you to like duck below the steering wheel.
yeah,
so no one can
oh,
see
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Right.
That's the way kids
So
are.
all they want to do is fit in. So it makes it very, very, very difficult. And I kind of feel for her,
Yeah, I mean, I've never been in that situation and never will. But I
It's
think
good for
being,
you, right.
I guess, but like being trans is definitely something that like, as much as it's great to say like, like fuck what everyone else thinks, this is just about me. It does inherently affect people around. It affects mainly the person I'm dating. And yeah, like immediate family, like kids, that definitely it's a transition for everyone in your immediate circle. Yeah,
But
I can't really relate to it because I'm just not at that stage.
But at no point in history have people been as accepting as they are right now, and it's only going to get better and better. So the best is yet to come. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, we could hopefully.
So.
Programming like this, you guys will make
But that's
we're
why.
a very accepting show
But
here.
that's where like all my comedy basically comes from. Where, as Bonnie can attest to, 99% of my jokes are trans jokes, and the 1% that aren't nearly as funny. So because on one hand,
Wait, if you're going to do this, you better have some good comedy from it.
do you want me to do my whole come to Ziggy's?
No, but
And people
but-
react very well to it because
Yeah.
Emily's won a lot of contests. Like when they do the contest, like I held one over here in the little room where we actually let the audience vote, and she
Nice.
won. And then we did another one where like all the famous comedians came and they were the judges, and she also won that one too.
That's
so
awesome.
the people who are professionals actually said that she was the funniest, and then when the people got to vote, they actually said she was the funniest. So that actually kind of says, wow, that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
Female comedians.
Definitely.
Oh, there's more female comedians now than ever before.
funny
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Funny ones.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
And
Okay.
Just in the comics, Kenneth is going back and forth with Greg, and it's again telling him. Basically, he's calling me dumb because he said I'm dumb if I think that Hillary sold the uranium to the Russians. Now he has this whole thing. Greg DeFlippo, the memes are horse shit. A Republican got caught with child porn today. The walnuts were busy sending AOC fake memes to direct attention away. The cult is strange. And Greg and him are going back and forth on our page about politics. But we're not talking about
our
politics
views
right
are not
now.
the views of Governors Radio
seriously direct
or
message
Governors
each other,
Comedy
guys.
Club or any of our sponsors. Okay, and Mandy's going to give our final shout out to our sponsors.
All right, we have Coasters Tavern, 487 Newbridge Road, East Meadow, coasterstavern.com. 7:30 sign up, 8 o'clock start. That's every Tuesday down there. They have a comedy open mic ran by these lovely people. Pool,
Free
live
tacos.
music, free shots for the tacos, free comics for the tacos. For the tacos that will be
Reverse that.
performing. Free jokes for the tacos there.
If you go out in front while people are doing some stand up, you can probably get some reefer out there too. So it's okay.
All right,
And,
so we'll plug what everyone. And you want to plug a show?
No, we have to plug Smash first. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, we forgot our other sponsor.
and then
And
we
we
have
have to plug
Smash.
at least till we cash a check. Then we get. All right, all right.
Exactly.
JustSmash.com. They're a ping pong bar and hall. They're right over here in the same parking lot as Gov's, 2953 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown. Food, music. They have league play. You could rent the room. We rented the room on Sunday. We had an awesome time.
Nice
Great.
room.
We had a great
The
time.
couches are
It's
very
so
strong.
fun.
Right.
how many pounds can it hold, Jim?
At least 1,000. We know that. Neighbor.
You know, that's Jim. That's where you make a mistake. It was
he
forgotten,
can't
and then you
count.
can't just frickin' leave it alone. You
Yeah,
gotta
but-
bring it back up.
It was my friend who said it. Okay.
It was
yeah.
your friend, but don't bring it back up. All right. So anyway, anybody
Also,
wanna
the
plug
other thing too is
anything?
they have amazing drinks at Smash. They don't just have like regular
yeah.
drinks. They have a lot of upscale, like if you want to just go out,
Mixed-
if you want to go out
yeah.
and have excellent drinks, they brought a mixologist in and they came up with all these amazing, very tasty
I had
drinks.
a dragon.
You
It
should
was
try
great.
them out. They're
I had
amazing.
2 dragons.
I do want to plug on Friday, this Friday coming up, the 20th. I'll be at Barton's Place. That's a John Butera show. It's Mike Keegan, Andrew Plaginos, whoever the fuck, that fat taco comic. He'll be hosting. I'll be there. A bunch of other people will be there. I got the event on my page.
And I-
That's
and I want-
Barton's
What do you
Place on
want
the
to promote,
20th.
Bunny?
I want to plug on October 5th. I will be here in the Little Room with Peaches Rodriguez is the headliner, and it's a Charlie Banquet show. I only concentrate one show at a time. I have
Pace
others, but-
yourselves.
Yeah.
Now, next Friday, not this Friday, the following Friday, Carl Lucen is having a show, and I'm going to be in that show too, and I'm going to be breaking out some new stuff.
Ooh.
That's going to be very funny, and it's not really even marriage stuff, but it's some really funny stuff that's been happening to me in life lately. So we're going to break that out, so I think you guys will love it. If you guys want, maybe next week we'll hand out some free tickets during the show. Next week, Bonnie is not going to be here. She's going to be supporting a friend.
Unless Mark White is in town, then I will dump that friend and somebody come for
But she's
Mark
going to be
White.
supporting a friend who's getting...
Carrie Carrat. Well, I
Yeah,
don't know.
she's having
it's a
something
local
for her.
comic.
Right, local comic. And then we're going to be, yeah, we want to promote things outside governors. Okay, so so basically, so it's just going to be me and Mandy, and we're going to probably bring another host, and then we're going to have a famous actress who's on Wolf of Wall Street, and she did some things with DiCaprio.
Yeah,
we'll talk
Jim's
about next
already
week.
Jim called
offended
her a
her a
stripper.
bunch of times.
She
Jim threw money at her last
Well,
time we
I
saw
thought
her,
she was
so
a
we're
stripper,
gonna
so I
beg
made
for
it
her
rain.
forgiveness.
Played a stripper, right?
I don't know. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but listen,
Don't
if
we
a
all?
woman made it rain money on top of me, I would not be offended. You know, I would say thank you. What?
Did she keep the money?
No, actually, she didn't.
Lame.
Yeah, so.
You probably gave her fake Trump dollars.
But then I think she did it. I think she did ask for some cab money to get back to the city. So I was like, just pick the money up off the floor. But whatever. All right. Neither here nor there. We'll argue with her all next week. It should be a lot of fun.
Now, did you want to plug anything?
Yeah, sure. So on November 27th, I'm going to be doing my first show in the city at the Broadway Comedy Center in the upstairs room.
Okay.
That's Thanksgiving Eve at 8:30.
Do you know
Okay.
who the headliner
It's
is?
an Evan Weiss production.
It is an Evan Weiss production.
Okay.
How many people you bring?
Oh, I have to bring 6. So 1, 2, 3. I need 2 friends.
Are you gonna spring for the video?
You should.
You should spring for the
It's
video.
worth it.
I think if you-
I
It's
can't
worth it.
spring
I've
for
never
the
done
cab
one of
ride
Evan's
there.
shows.
Yeah, I love how he's like, if you bring 20 people, I'll pay for your $15 video. It's like, yeah, how many freaking money? How much money we gonna spend for this crap? All right.
Piggies on Monday.
All right, I think our time is pretty much up. I want to thank all of you for listening. Please like and share our show. And tune in next week. We're going to have a really, really funny, really crazy show. We're going to tell you some stories that are going to make you laugh, hysterical. We're going to go into a lot of really funny stuff. All right, thank you very much. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.